Hey guys, this is Caleb again with DSLRVideoShooter.com. Today we're going to be looking at 3 sling bags. The first is going to be the Vanguard, and this is from highest price to lowest price. And this one comes at $89. The second bag in our lineup is a BBP DSLR sling bag. This one comes in at just under $80. And finally we have the Lowepro Passport sling bag, and this comes in at just under $60. Now, for a while, I have been using this Canon bag, actually for a long time. This is one of Canon's standard bags. I believe it's around $80. This is the nicer one with the metal clamps and everything, and it's done a great job for me. It's lasted a very long time. You can see it's been through a lot of battle. We've got wear and tear all over the place, but it's still a great bag and it still works really well. And while this is a great bag, it really protects the gear. I've walked in the rain with it. It completely covers all areas where the bag is at, and it's very customizable. One thing I found is I was finding it difficult to have something on my person where I could quickly pull out the camera and start filming. This thing, you have to undo the 2 clasps, flip the thing open. There's Velcro on the sides. You have to tear the Velcro open. And then after I got my camera out, to close it, got to flop it back over, make sure the Velcro doesn't get stuck, re-clip them. And I didn't feel very comfortable walking around the city with just the flap thrown down. So I wanted something that I could quickly access, one zipper, wouldn't have to deal with clasps and whatnot. So that was the reason for my search for a sling bag, was for something that could do a better job with that. And I also wanted something that wasn't huge. I didn't want a giant backpack. I wanted something where I could carry at least one camera and lens. And if there was some other room for another camera body and a couple other lenses, that was going to be great. But the idea was something mobile, quick to throw on, easy to get the camera back out, and that was a nice quality. Now, I have to say right off the bat that I am probably not the greatest person to be reviewing sling bags. I didn't realize this until looking for sling bags, but my torso is so long that it's really difficult for me to find a sling bag that doesn't flop around awkwardly, just because I have such a long torso. So that was kind of interesting working with each of these bags. And I also tell you right off the bat that out of the 3, there was really only one that I was interested in, and that worked really well for me personally, but I'll quickly go over the other 2 just in case people are looking for those in the review. So let's talk about the first one. This is the Vanguard. The tags are all on these because I got these from B&H Photo Video. These are loaners, so I don't, I only had these for 30 days. So I have to keep some of the tags tucked away. But this one, the idea with a sling bag is that you wear it and then you slide it over and you have quick access to the camera body. And the idea is that with one zipper, you can whip out your camera and be able to start filming or doing stills. This bag, the problem I found with it is that when you pulled this one strap down to pull out the camera, you had to undo a clasp and then undo the zipper to get into the camera area. So that was a real turnoff to me. I mean, that's one more little clip you have to deal with. And that's one thing I didn't want to have to deal with. That's the reason I was getting a sling bag, was something I could quickly get stuff in and out of. With that said, this bag is very well made. It has a lot of storage. So if you are looking for something that has, tons of nooks and crannies, this is a great bag. I also found this is one of the more comfortable bags. It does have the 2 straps as opposed to a traditional sling bag where you only have the one. So this would be incredibly comfortable if you were doing a really long hike, but you wanted to have your camera with you. While you're not shooting, this would be great because it's going to be incredibly comfortable. Has a handle at the top, and it just keeps everything very snugly compact. There are straps here if you wanted to attach a small tripod. So that's what's really nice with this bag. And the other thing is you can access your camera from either side. So you're not limited to one side or the other. And everybody's a little different with which side they like to have their bag. So that's what's nice. So this one is it kind of works on either the left or the right. So that's the Vanguard. That's the most expensive, just under $90. The next one down, and this one is my favorite. This is the one that I decided to go with. This is the BBP DSLR sling bag. It is similar quality to the Vanguard, but it does have the single strap. I found it was really comfortable even for my long torso. And it was just the right size. It didn't have too many compartments, but I didn't feel like I was getting gypped when it came to storage. So let me put this on real quick. And I'm gonna try not to make too much noise with my microphone. Oops, over the chair. But one other thing I loved about this was you didn't have to mess with it too much when you put it on. I just drop it over my back, and then I pull the one strap. Oops, try not to kill you guys with this audio. And then it was nice and tight. The padding on this is incredibly comfortable, really breathes nicely, and access to the camera is really easy. You immediately have access right to your side. You can open it up here. And the other thing I liked was underneath the main flap, there's a quick little access to your SD cards. So that was handy. And I was able to try the bags down in Florida, and this one is great because I went down there with my fiance, and if we needed a card, you very quickly access it while shooting. So this was great for that trip. And I do like this handle right here, very convenient to lug the bag around. So I'll go ahead and show you how I set this up for my trip. Take it back off. So obviously there is the main compartment where the camera goes. So I'm gonna open that up, throw the 6D in there, close it up. Oops. The other thing about this is the zippers are really nice. I'm pretty picky when it comes to my zippers. I don't like the cheap thin ones that bend or feel like they're gonna break off, and I hate, obviously nobody loves it when zippers get caught and stuff. So this bag is perfect. It's, quickly unzips. It doesn't feel like it's gonna slide at all, and the actual little tags on the zipper are very high quality. So in that side compartment, I kept my main camera as well as my 24-70. And then the next section up is the perfect size for another SLR body, so I would slide one in there. My fiance is starting to shoot a lot with me, so it's great to have another camera body at the ready. And then at the very top here is another great size for a lens. The two lenses I took on the trip were the 24-70, which I kept on the main camera in the main section. Then I had the camera body, and then I had a 100mm lens, which is a very long lens, and it fit in here just perfect. So that was great. And then on the side here is perfect. They have a specific pocket design for the iPad. It's very soft, so it's going to keep your iPad from getting scratched. So that would go in there. And then I would keep my cards in the main compartment in that little pocket I showed you earlier. On the front here, in this compartment, I could keep extra batteries. And then at the very bottom is another section where I could throw in, some various filters or extra caps, even more batteries, things like that. So the bag worked really well for two bodies, two lenses, the iPad, as well as various accessories. So not getting too crazy. I didn't need to carry any rigs or anything like that. I was mainly doing stills. And what else is great is these straps. Let me see if I get this top one undone here. You have Velcro, and you can carry a pretty big tripod. A lot of these other bags have very narrow, very small sections where you could actually attach the tripod, whereas this sucker, you could put something pretty big on there. So this was, clearly I'm talking about this one more. I just feel like it was much better as a sling bag. But we're gonna go ahead and keep going into our third and final bag. So I'm gonna set this one aside. So yeah, extra accessories, plenty of extra pockets on that last one. So our final bag is the Passport. I've heard a lot about this bag. I had seen it all over the place online, but I really wasn't that impressed with the actual bag. First, it just fit awkwardly. It didn't feel, with a sling bag, the idea is that it's, comfortable. You can pull it out and grab your camera quickly. I didn't have that experience with this bag, and I just felt like the quality was a little low for the price. I feel like this should be priced closer to $20, $25. I mean, all over the place, the stitching is coming apart. The actual zippers were okay, but they don't have nice tags on them. The interior, it gets the job done. They do have some nice pockets here, and you can actually remove, sorry about that, this section here for your lenses and your camera. But I just felt it was really floppy, and when you watch the video of how they promote this bag, they kind of promote it as more of an all-purpose. You can put all kinds of different stuff in here. You can expand it. There's pockets on the outside. But I really don't like just gear loosely sitting in a bag. This felt more like a grocery bag for gear, and I'm not a big fan of that concept. I don't feel like all my stuff needs to be strapped down and locked in, but I do like to know that, the lenses aren't going to shift around and my camera isn't just floating around inside of a bag. And that's really what this felt like. The material is kind of thin, so if you were walking, next to a truck and this smacked the side of it, stuff can get damaged. Whereas that last bag we looked at has a lot of padding and everything is nice and snug in its own, designated pocket, which is great. So I really don't feel like I can really recommend this unless you only had one camera, one lens, and it was sitting in there and you were going to use this for carrying other stuff with you. So it's more of an all-purpose bag. But I just felt like as a dedicated camera bag, it really wasn't suited for my situation, and there was no way to really attach a monopod or a tripod. Not as impressed with this one. So I could recommend the first one, the Vanguard that we looked at. I think it's very comfortable. It's just gonna take a little more time to get the camera in and out. Whereas the BBP DSLR sling bag is incredibly comfortable. Everything's really secure. You're able to strap all kinds of stuff to it if you need to have a monopod with you. And it has the iPad. So if you're into tablets and want to take that along with you, that's great, and you're gonna have room for that as well. So that's it for the bags. I didn't want to spend too much time going into every single nook and cranny. You will find photos at dslrvideoshooter.com if you want to explore the bags further. And let me know what you guys use. Do you use Pelican cases, sling bags, backpacks, or do you prefer more of a traditional camera bag? So I'd be curious to kind of see what the rest of you guys use. As always, go to dslrvideoshooter.com for more camera reviews, gear reviews, bag reviews, and tutorials, and I look forward to seeing you guys over there.